Hello, and welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 133.
Woo!
Yes. And we have a guest this week. Say hello to xSingVogelx.
Hello, how are you? How's everybody?
We're good.
Very good. This is your second time, right? Second time?
Yes. I think the last time I joined you guys was back in August of last year.
It's been a
while.
It's been a while. And I don't think Foe was with us then, so now you and Foe get to say hi. Yeah.
Say hi, Fo.
Hi, Foe.
Damn it.
So yeah, how are your weeks, people?
Well, you know how I've been with trying to do games on my channel because life is weird, but I did see 2 movies. I saw one movie that apparently nobody else has seen in this podcast, but everyone in the world has. I saw Infinity War twice. That was a thing. Twice,
Damn.
yes.
To infinity and beyond.
Indeed. I was only supposed to see it
Double
once. Yes, I was only supposed to see it once, but then my partner wanted to see on Thursday night because she has a Twitter presence and didn't want to be spoiled through her fans, so she's like, we gotta see it real quick, so we did. So yeah, so when I saw it the second time, I got smart and bought Long Island iced teas. So I got through it.
You guys sell alcohol in your cinemas?
Yes, they do!
Sometimes. Not all of them.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. 50% of the
Oh,
time.
it's a great idea.
You'd actually think it'd be a
good
horrible idea, but somehow it works. They're usually classic. Actually, the cool part is that usually they make drinks. So like they didn't this time, but usually when there's an Avengers movie, they try to make Avengers themed drinks. Yeah, they didn't this time. I was waiting for it, but they didn't do it this time. So again, Long Island iced tea. And whenever a stressful part I knew was coming up, I took a sip. So. No, but Infinity War is definitely an experience. It's a part 1, so they did a lot of things that I expected and a lot of things I didn't expect. I overall quite enjoyed it, even if it was very stressful. So, but I will leave it at that, just in case, spoilers and all that stuff. I also saw Rampage, so that was a thing.
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Spoilers, there are big monsters. And they attack the city. No, it was just really silly. Buildings. It's just, it doesn't really take itself too seriously. You can tell The Rock doesn't take it that seriously. Like, he's just going through the motions, but he's great. He's great at it. The one thing that was just really funny is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I had to look up his name. He's the guy who plays, the guy with the bat from Walking Dead that became infamous. What's his name?
Yeah, I know the character, but I didn't watch the show long enough to know the name.
Negan?
Negan?
Yes,
Negan.
it is. It's Negan.
So I haven't watched much Walking Dead. I've only watched the first 2 seasons. But from what I've been told, in this movie...
Wasn't he in The Watchmen?
Was he?
No. You're thinking the comedian? Hey, they looked like the same character. I don't think the actor's the same,
I don't think it's the same actor, though. But I could see how... Yeah, I don't think they're the same actor. But from what I've heard from people who've seen The Walking Dead... The character the directors just told him to play Negan, but without the killing people part. He just has this swagger. Like, let me give you a line that's actually in the movie. What did he say? Basically at one point, Dwayne calls his character an asshole, and he says in this very long Southern drawl, over-exaggerated Southern drawl, well, as my granddaddy used to say, us assholes gotta stick together. That's a line he says in the movie. Twice.
You are completely correct, Shar. It's the same guy.
Oh, it is him. Okay.
There you go.
Also plays the comedian. Basically,
Harvey
he
Russell
just plays...
in Rampage and Negan in Walking Dead.
Yeah. He just basically plays the same character, and it's pretty great, and it makes no sense. You could tell, somebody paid him some money just to, do this for fun. He's like, alright, I got this. Because he just gave no craps about it. And the people who play the bad guys are so over the top and great. So many people, all the bad people die, all the good people live. The bad people die in horrible, horrible ways.
What even is the plot? Is it genetic
the
weapons?
The plot is so basically this evil genetic corporation has created a compound where it basically is what's it gonna do? They basically took a bunch of genes and it's gonna make it's just supposed to, like, I think make animals, bigger and tougher. I forget what they're... I think they were
like
just testing gene
kind of
splicing. They were testing gene splicing, I think, and it was supposed to be for good use, but they decided to do it for evil uses. The whole thing is they had a space station, but then, like, a lab rat literally got loose with the serum and destroyed the space station, and so they were trying to save,
like,
the
giant rat in space?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it destroyed the space station. And so all the things with the serums, like, fell onto Earth, and it affected 3 animals. And one of the animals that affected was this, like, was this white gorilla that Dwayne's character is, like, takes care of. Dwayne's character is basically one of those guys, like, I don't trust humans. I like animals. Animals are trustworthy. And so his whole thing is, like, his favorite gorilla, like, gets affected, and he starts to all mad, and he wants to try to save it, but then the FBI gets involved, and then there's a crocodile and the giant wolf, and the bad guys, like, try to send their own officers to try to kill off the animals before people find out. And then when that doesn't work because they get freaking eaten by the wolf, the bad guys have this brilliant idea to set up because their tower that they have has like a some kind of sonar like radio thing that sends out a frequency, so it makes all the animals come to it, and so that's why they destroy Chicago. And yeah. So it's great. It's super stupid. And I loved every minute of it. I would not say...
So the gorilla was albino?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. I couldn't think of the word.
I looked up white gorilla just in case I thought I was going crazy.
I couldn't think of the word albino, so I just said white gorilla because my brain was going too fast.
There was actually a gorilla named Snowflake, which was an albino western lowland gorilla. I think it's the only one, and he's dead, I believe.
Oh, that was a happy ending.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The Rock learned sign language, like very just basic sign language in this film because that's how he communicates with the gorilla. So that's cool. The Rock was great. All right, it was great to watch him. He's like, I mean, who doesn't like watching The Rock? Let's be honest here. But yeah,
I watched Jumanji.
Did you finally see it?
Is it still showing? Oh.
No, I mean, I watched it through other means.
Other means.
Obviously. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was a very safe movie. It definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. Like, I was afraid it would be like that movie where Rob Schneider, like, switches bodies with, like, a cheerleader. But it was not that. It was much better than that.
White Chicks? Was that White Chicks?
White Chicks is the 2 black guys who become...
The Wayans brothers. The 2 Wayans brothers.
I know what you're... Wait, what is it? Did anybody get the... Never mind.
No, I didn't say it.
The Rob Schneider one. I don't know. But, so Jack Black was really good in this movie. And it's okay. I mean,
I heard The Rock and Jack Black was the only one that were, like, having fun with their roles. And Kevin Hart just played Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart was just Kevin Hart, which was kind of annoying. Yeah. Karen Gillan's character was just written kind of seriously. The other 2 were fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Kevin Hart was the weakest of the 4 of them. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, like Jack Black was really funny.
Did you guys watch that animal cartoon show where Kevin Hart played like a bunny or something? Secret Life of Pets?
I have seen The Secret Life of Pets.
If it's Secret Life of Pets, I didn't see it.
Louis C.K. was the dog.
Louis C.K. was the dog, the main character.
Yeah.
And after the thing came up, apparently he's not going to be in the sequel. Anyways.
Yes, they replaced him with Patton Oswalt.
So, even in that, the bunny, I knew it was Kevin Hart. He just plays himself.
Yeah. If it works, I guess.
So it's the hot chick. That's what you're...
The hot chick.
The hot chick.
Thank you.
Isn't that the one where Adam Sandler's in there and he says, oh, you could put your weed in there. Isn't that the same movie? I don't know.
I know
That's
exactly
all I remember.
I remember that scene, but I don't remember... I think that scene's from, like, 50 First Dates?
No,
I don't remember, though.
No. 50 First Dates, Adam Sandler is the actual, like, main character.
The main character,
And in this one, he is working in a paraphernalia shop. Okay. And he, just random things that have little crevices. And ever since I've seen that movie, and I think me and, like, 10 other people I know, if you see anything that's, like, small, or if you have a hole like in a shoe or whatever, it's like, oh, you could put your weed in there.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's I don't know. Sorry. That's the only, I had to look it up because that was the movie that it changed small places for me forever.
I wish it was a better movie.
Yeah, me too. But that one part.
Yeah, that part. I think that's true for a lot of Adam Sandler movies. There's always like one or two real funny, quotable things.
Yes.
Were you done, Sarah?
Yeah, that's all I had. I mean, unless you guys want to know the ending, but I don't think
The ending of what? Avengers?
No, of Rampage.
Oh.
I wasn't gonna say the ending.
It'd be
of
such
Avengers.
an asshole move.
I mean, yeah.
Just go
Can
through
you
a
imagine?
list of things that
Yeah,
happen.
we go through a list of everything. Yeah, no.
Ooh, in like 10 days, Deadpool's coming out.
Yes.
Whoa, that
that's
soon?
right. Oh, I gotta get tickets for that shoot.
I do care about that one.
That one I care about, yeah.
I gotta get tickets for that.
Hopefully I don't have like under 10-year-olds in my audience again.
Oh, really?
Wait, is that not like a...
It's R, but like if you have a guardian with you, then
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, because I'm sure so
Mm-hmm.
many stupid parents, like, they tried to do a huge thing, I remember, in the last Deadpool movie, like, they had a huge thing, they were like, please do not bring your kids in, because, I mean, I remember when it first came out, I think I was I working at a school? I think that's when I was interning at a school, and I remember some, like, kids at my caseload being like, oh yeah, I wanna see Deadpool, and I was like, no you don't!
But he's funny. Yeah.
Not in this one.
I saw Batman Ninja. Did you guys see Batman Ninja?
No, how was it?
It
Good?
was.
Is it actually called Batman Ninja?
It's actually called Batman Ninja. Not Ninja Batman, it's Batman Ninja.
Okay, because Batman is always first, yeah.
It is super worth watching.
Really?
It's definitely way sillier than I thought. Like,
Okay.
I thought it'd be played kind of straight, like Batman and
Yeah.
Joker facing off in medieval times, but it's silly and it's good.
Oh, okay.
So like
fine.
the
The
trailer
animation
shows the
put me off
Joker.
in the trailer.
It's the kind of CGI animation that like
Yeah.
the new season of Berserk has. It's okay. It's fine. I don't know.
Okay.
It didn't bother me too
Where
much.
did you watch it?
I was at a friend's house and he just had it on his Plex server. I don't know how he got it.
Okay. I'll just
looks
see.
like I
Maybe
have
it's
to
on
Watch
Amazon?
Cartoon Online probably has it.
Oh,
How many
that's
Ice
episodes?
true.
Films has it.
How many episodes-ish?
It's a
Wait,
movie.
Is
Just
it a
one
movie? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. How long is it? About an hour-ish.
A normal length, not super long.
Batman Ninja, that's going on the list.
So like the trailer shows like the Joker turning like a Japanese castle into a mecha. I thought that was like the finale. That's the halfway point. Things get crazier from there.
That's
So I don't-
great.
I don't want to spoil anything, but you should go watch it.
I'm putting yeah.
Unfortunately, with the people I was with, I watched it dubbed, so I had to watch it. The dubs were fine. Dubs were not bad, but I would have preferred subtitles.
Yeah.
They're Joker! Or that kind of
The
stuff.
dub will be fine if it's Kevin Conroy, but it's not, so...
You know,
It's
I'm
actually-
a dub person. Yeah.
I'm
Batman
usually
is,
depends on the thing. If the dub is good, I prefer the dub. But that's just me.
Or if the dub is funny.
Yes.
Sure. Like,
Yes.
Ghost Stories.
Is that... Ghost Story, is that the one where they literally just lose the plot?
Yes. The
Yeah,
plot was
okay.
so bad, they just had the people go nuts and do whatever they wanted.
Okay.
That's right, I remember that. I think I remember talking to some of the voice actors about that.
There's currently like a meme. I don't actually know what that word means anymore. But there's currently a thing that's going viral on Twitter, I believe, where they took this still of an old anime, which I cannot remember the name of. And it's basically the original one is this guy holding a book and pointing at like a butterfly. And the subtitle says that, is this a pigeon?
What?
I don't know.
What?
Why? The guy was looking at a butterfly and asking, is this a pigeon? So everybody's like, taking in, like, putting their own words on it and stuff. It's, like, a bit viral right now. It's
Well,
weird.
alright then.
Yeah. What did
I'm
you
trying
do,
to
Ogo?
Find the English voice actors, because the guy who did,
No, just go to Wikipedia.
Batman...
It's all that. Like,
Yeah,
the
that's why I'm there now. Wait, Tony Hale was the Joker, which was super weird. He did a good job. But Batman, it's apparently Roger Craig Smith. I don't know who that is, but I thought it was he was the guy from Breaking Bad. I thought it was him for the first half of the movie.
Like Walter White?
Yeah. That guy.
the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I have no.
Yes.
Can't remember his name. God damn it.
Yeah, him. It sounds exactly like him, which is kind of actually it works well for Batman, like a Walter White Batman.
I had to refresh my memory on who Tony Hale was. Sorry.
He's a Arrested Development guy. I don't know. He seems very unassuming. I don't. He doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. He's like he's the dopey like
guy.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goofy.
Yeah.
But he's got that Joker laugh.
Nice. What did you?
Yeah.
You've been playing For the King.
Oh.
I've been playing For the King. It is the. I can't remember if I talked about it or not. It's It's like a board game video game where you have 3 like units that you move around and it's turn based and there's a hex tile and your goal is to solve quests. When you start up the game, it lets you know that you will not succeed your first time. So apparently it's a roguelike, but I've played it for like 3 hours and haven't died yet, so I don't know. If it is a roguelike, it's a very long roguelike, which is going to suck because I'm going to get sick of that beginning if I have to play it over and over again. But I'm really, really, really liking it so far. It has co-op.
Is there a story?
There's a very loose plot. Like, so there's actually different plots. You can choose different, like, there's one where it's like the Ice King is doing things, so the world's kind of frozen and there's different effects in play. The one I'm doing, though, is like the King's dead and the Queen has asked you to, like, get revenge against the Lich, or, I don't know, I'm not paying that much attention to the plot.
do you choose the plot from the characters you choose to play or something?
No, it's just like a campaign. You choose which campaign, and then you choose. Then you have 3 character slots, and you can choose different classes in those slots and that kind of stuff. And you can unlock new classes by playing. And
are they allowing like Steam Workshop stuff? People create their own campaigns or something.
That'd be real cool. I don't know. There's a lot of RNG already built into it, so I don't know how much of it is structured. Hard to say.
It's a turn-based RPG, right?
It is a turn-based RPG. So it's hex-based.
Is it like a strategy thing?
So the main world view is like it looks like a board with hexes, and you have your 3 units, and they can move around separately. But when you engage a unit on the board, there's like a radius around that unit where all things on the board get pulled into the fight. And so if you have a thing like an archer, that increases the range they can get pulled in by like 2 hexes or something like that. So they can support from farther away, and then you clear the board and get experience and move on to different like dungeons, which are a little more linear. But when you get into the fight, it's like a 3v3 JRPG like you would expect.
So because you haven't died yet, you don't actually know like what gets brought over and stuff.
Yeah, I assume nothing. Because you get certain quests give you things called like lore points, and on the main menu there's a lore store which you can use to buy. What I'm assuming are you buy like this sword, and I'm assuming that becomes like a random drop that can occur in the world, or you would buy this building, and that's a thing that can spawn on the board throughout the course of the game, and that building like sells a rare item or something like that. I haven't once I die, I'll buy a bunch of stuff, and we'll see what spawns. I assume you don't start with it because some of the stuff's super good, so it'd be kind of weird to start with. Yeah. I also played the game you recommended, Mary's Room.
Oh yeah, free to play
How
like
was that?
first-person adventure game.
It's super short. It took me like 30
Walking
minutes.
simulator, right?
It's a walking simulator, but you're inside one room the whole time.
So it's like Gone Home, but DLC version.
Basically, all you're doing is in a room clicking on things, and each time you click on a thing, the narrator like talks about it, like, "Oh, that reminds me of the time this happened," and then like you get a journal entry, and then you read through the journal, like, "Oh God, this thing happened," and that's the story.
Actually,
So yeah, definitely like Edith Finch or
Oh, yeah,
like
I just
Gone
wanted to
Home.
mention that,
Edith
like,
Finch is exactly what that
amazing.
sounds like.
Edith Finch is so good.
It was good. I loved that game a lot.
It was a lot of
very
people's
good.
like best narrative, some even game of the year from last year. Is really good.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're looking for like a walking simulator to play, that would be it.
Okay. I just finished Ethan Carter and didn't care for that ending super much. I can't tell if it's the good one or the bad one. The part of the
Ethan
problem.
Carter is the one where there are puzzles? No.
There are puzzles.
And
but
it's not that linear, right?
It's super not linear, and the puzzles are super easy to miss.
Edith Finch is quite
That's
linear,
right.
and it's mostly to...
It's extremely linear.
And it's
I'm
mostly
okay
to
with
like
that.
opening up the story and stuff and learning about different people. It's really good. It's so good. You should really play it.
Write it down. Wait, it's not Ethan Carter. Edith Finch.
Edith Finch, yes. It's on Steam and all that. Wow.
I definitely heard of it. I just haven't heard anything about it.
There's just
It's
something
very
about the
much-
game.
Yeah.
I can't really
It's
explain
very
it.
much follows the nod to mental health, I think, that a lot of the games last year were doing. So it's very much a psychological, nostalgic kind of just story building experience that
It's
is
really weird.
Yeah.
It did the nostalgic thing really well, and
it did.
I don't know all these characters, so it's like my first time seeing them, and it just did the nostalgia thing. Like, you kind of feel like you're the character. It's so good.
Interesting.
There's this one part
well
in
written.
the game, and I won't spoil it, but it uses your own senses in a way that I haven't ever experienced in a game. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, you really need to play it if you haven't, because it's a really, really interesting and just kind of like awe-filling like experience, especially in that one particular part. And
What's it called again?
What Remains of Edith Finch?
Yes.
Thank you.
How is it like a full game, like an 8-hour game, or is it like a more concise story,
Actually,
like 4
yeah,
hours?
it's like maybe 5 or 6.
I finished it in 4. I think when I streamed it, I finished the entire. Yeah, I did the entire game in one stream. So
Like
like 4 to
Firewatch,
5. Yeah, it's very similar. It's
Can you
not
miss
as open
anything?
as Firewatch. You can. There's
Can, right?
a couple of things that you can actually miss,
Like
but
side
those
stuff.
are tiny little side things that you can read that kind of add a little
Yeah,
bit,
because, like,
but
items in
nothing
the
to the
world and
major
stuff.
thing. Yeah, it's not. You can't get lost.
Yeah, you can't get lost,
There's
And
'cause
doors
in
are locked
Firewatch
until
you
you're
get
supposed to
lost.
get through them.
Yes.
Is it clear when a
So-
door's like when you've done a thing that unlocked a specific door? You're like, I did a thing, now I got to figure out which door's unlocked.
I never felt lost, basically.
Okay.
I didn't either.
The game did it really well to like guide you. And,
It guides you very much through
yeah.
what seems like a maze, but it
But it's
it
not.
doesn't.
Yeah,
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 it gives the
it did it really
feeling
well,
of being
too.
in a maze.
Yeah.
It gives you the feeling
Because
of being in a maze, but you're
it's
led
a house
very well.
plus like extra stuff outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a really cool looking house, by the way.
It's a neat fucking house. There's so
Yeah.
much to this house you don't even know.
Yeah. And like, it's like, you know, like kids having like secret corridors to go through and stuff. Oh, it's so cool. It's a cool ass house.
It's neat. It's
And-
a really cool house.
It's a really cool ass house. So it's developed by Giant Sparrow, and they actually made a game that I previously played on the PS3 a few years ago, because it came out on the PS3 2012, but it's also currently on the PS4 and the Vita. It's called The Unfinished Swan, and you play like
Oh yeah.
you go through this world where it's all white, and then you have like this paint thing that you paint the world black and with a very ink looking. It's really cool, and then I think they are just more into like the experimental and narrative side of video games and all that. It's a pretty cool studio. Currently, they
Yeah.
only made these two games.
I have this game on my wish list, I just haven't bought it yet.
The Unfinished One.
No,
Edith
I mean the
Finch.
Edith Finch. Yeah, I have it on my
Oh,
wish
yeah.
list. I just never bought it yet. I was wondering why it sounded familiar. That'd be why.
What else did you do?
Me? I watched Westworld. It's been 2 episodes out since our last recording,
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched that.
and I hate watching shows as they air because I don't like waiting.
Yeah.
But I can't not watch it. So what am I gonna do?
I was lucky because you told me to watch it, and I think it was in the middle of season 1, so it took me some time, and the episodes eventually came out. So, how you like
last
it?
thing-
Do you recommend
it's
it
good.
for people who love season 1 or
I mean, it's only 2 episodes, so it's actually very different.
really?
Because like season 1 kind of just starts off. It's almost like if you squint your eyes, it's like it's a Western story. There's people doing Western things, and there's like it's just a vague mystery to it. This one's kind of like people are dying. There's robots shooting stuff all over the place. Like it's a bloodbath. It's more like I don't know. It's more dangerous. It's like Jurassic Park post dinosaur outbreak. Like the movie shifts from I don't know magnificence of life to oh my god they're killing everybody.
Westworld season 1's episode 1 is one of my favorite opening episodes of like any show.
I should rewatch it. I don't remember a lot of details,
But yeah.
but I'd recommend it. And I guess the last thing I did this week was I watched Ferdinand, which is the CGI movie with John Cena voicing the bull from like
Oh,
Warner Brothers
right.
and stuff. It's good, but it's really hard to be like funny under like this pall of like the bullfighting industry. It's like that's real freaking dark when you think about it for more than 5 seconds. It's like, but it's good. It's cute. I don't know. I can see why it wasn't successful. A double-handed, backhanded compliment.
Vogel, what'd you do?
Well, on Monday, I finished my final statistics class. So I finally finished my first year of my PhD program, and ever since then, I've been kind of vegging out and playing games. I watched a little bit. Well, I don't think since the beginning of the week I haven't watched any Legion, but I just finished the first season of that, I think, last week. But I've been enjoying the hell out of the Stardew multiplayer beta that has just come out. Yes. That's pretty neat. If anybody has played with the multiplayer mod, it has its similarities and it has its differences. And some of the differences, like in the mod, if the main person who had the server were to pause the game, it would pause the time. So you could literally have another person go through and do everything all day while you're there and paused.
So kind of like cheating or something.
A little bit. I mean, it's a mod, right? So you're playing to the experience you want to experience, right? So if you wanted to do that, you could do that, and so be it. I mean, it's not like you're competing or anything like that against anybody. So it's really just for the personal enjoyment of the people who are playing it. But this official beta that has come out, once other people join your server, time never stops. Ever. So until you go to bed, time doesn't stop. So you better have taken your pee break before you start the day, because you're not going to have a second to do it after you actually start the time. So it takes a lot getting used to not being able to pause the time, and it just keeps going. But it's really neat. Unlike the mod, you actually have your own houses on the farm and everything like that. So the farm is a little bit bigger. You have 4 houses. I think a total of 4 people can join the server. But it's really fun. I've been enjoying some farming after a long year of school.
Yeah, I bet.
Do you know if there's gonna be like local multiplayer? I was just thinking like how the PS4 is gonna, if there's like, you know, split screen multiplayer couch co-op, that would be cool.
Or like on Switch.
Right, and I think did it come out for the Switch? The multiplayer part come out for the Switch? I think it did. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if the Switch has come out yet, but I know that whenever you go into the co-op menu, there is a LAN option. But yes, there's a LAN option. So you can do local co-op, but I'm not sure about if it has the split screen capabilities. I don't know really of a lot of games that do nowadays.
Not really many do.
There's not.
Unfortunately, it's like I want it to keep being a thing, but I almost never take advantage of it anyway. So I can see why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Only reason I want it is because I do have like a PS4 and it's easy for like couch co-op. So
yeah.
To have a console.
But then again, a lot of the games that I wish were online co-op are couch co-op. So I think Enter the Gungeon, that's a couch co-op where you can only do a local multiplayer, where they could very easily set it up to where you could do online multiplayer. I don't know. I feel like every time I want to play some kind of really good skill building or like roguelike game, it's always local co-op, and it feels bad, man.
Like what's the Shovel Knight has that, I think.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight has co-op?
It does.
How do you even play co-op in that?
Local co-op. You get the Shield Knight to go with the Shovel Knight.
A lot of games have local co-op. You just don't ever realize it because how often are we actually sitting next to?
It's also, unless it's like super made for it, they usually don't advertise it. I mean, how many games also just have like multiplayer aspects to them anyway? Like, I always forget that Dragon Age 3 has a multiplayer part. Nobody plays it. Like, yeah, like it does, but nobody plays it.
Inquisition?
Yeah. But who plays it? Nobody does. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's PvP, but they've got some kind of like
a co-op.
Yeah,
they have co-op?
It's like a multiplayer. It's got a multiplayer thing, like freaking Mass Effect does. It's got like one of those things, but nobody knows about it.
Or Secret of Mana. I never thought about that, but Secret of Mana is co-op too.
Well,
and
that's a weird one because it didn't have co-op. The original didn't. Like, we're gonna add a feature to it, which is insane.
Yeah. Or even further back, Tales of Symphonia actually had co-op, which was really shitty. However, it still had co-op.
Well, no, I know they do because a bunch of friends and we played all the way through Tales of Graces, which also had co-op. That had 4-person co-op, which we did.
Sounds like the Tales game, a lot of them have co-op for the battles or something, right?
They do, yeah, it's for the battle system. And Tales of Graces had a pretty good co-op battle system, but yeah, I heard Symphonia was just utter crap. So that's why we never played it. But yeah, our friend made us go through Tales of Graces. That was like a 2-year stint because we were in school together and we had no time. But we did it. We played it all the way through. The main problem is, of course, the rest of the time it's one player. So like the guys who's already played it before is like taking us through the storyline. We're just like, can we get into a fight? Can we get into a fight?
Dragon Age Inquisition has co-op multiplayer mode. I did not know this at all.
But the reason you don't know is because it was during the time when EA was forcing everything to have multiplayer stuff, and so games were putting it on unnecessarily. So I don't even know what the co-op
had a bunch
is.
of like PvP stuff, right?
Yeah, and so nobody played it because it was utter crap, but they were forced to shovel it out. So basically, the creators were like, "We have to have this. We're just not gonna talk about it."
And then I remember they were selling like those $10 online game codes, online game passes for the PS3 to fight used game sales or something.
Yeah. Yep. Where's
but
this
other than
coming
that, yeah. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. But
nope. Go ahead.
Other than that, I've also been playing a game called Darwin Project. I don't know if you guys have.
It went free to play recently, right?
It did. It just went free to play. And I don't know how many of you guys actually play battle royales or anything like that, but this particular game is very interesting, very unique. And if you are an extrovert or just like your games to be socially interactive, it puts a spin on battle royale that I think none of the other games can actually do, I guess. Yeah. I actually shoutcasted for the devs of the game at PAX South.
Ooh.
And they're really awesome. The devs for an indie studio, they put a lot into the game. They put a lot into their community. And because it's made to be a socially interactive game, it's made for stream interaction. And they are just so community driven. It's really
It's like
cool.
a TV show type thing, right? People fight for the entertainment of. Reminds me of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It reminds me of a Devil's Bluff, but better, like actual shooter.
It's kind of Hunger Games-esque too. It's
Yeah.
very Hunger Games-esque.
Because you actually have teams.
Oh, you have teams.
Teams.
You can have duos, but it's not
right.
always. It's the normal mode is just solo, and you do a it's a 10-player arena where you spawn in different locations. It's not a drop like the rest of the battle royales, but it's only 10 players, and it does have a crafting element to it. Not the same as like Fortnite where you would have to build other stuff, but you have to craft your coats and your boots and your arrows and things like that in order to stay alive and not die from the cold in the Canadian Rockies. So it's a pretty neat
Interesting.
game. Very unique, very different.
Nice.
Cool.
What else did you do?
What did I do?
What else? Yeah.
Did you,
What else?
anything fun?
That's pretty much what I literally finished school Monday, and then I've been playing
Nice.
Stardew and Darwin and sleeping.
Fair enough. Fair
Been
enough.
catching up on my sleep that I have been deprived of for the past year.
Anything
Yeah.
cool at PAX?
Yeah, so I went to PAX South, which was in January, and I also went to PAX East, which was last month. And there were some really neat games. One that stuck out in particular, Murderous Intent? Is that what it's called? Let me double check, but it is a sneaking type game.
I feel
it
like
just
I've seen that
came
on
out.
Steam.
Dangerous Intent.
It just released maybe like
Murderous Pursuits?
Murderous Pursuits. That's what it is. Yeah, not Murderous Intent, Murderous Pursuits. I was like, I know it's one or the other. But it's a stealth game, but it's multiplayer, and you have to sneak around this, I think it's a tavern. It's very Old West looking. I didn't get a chance to play test it. The line was so long.
Yeah,
but
I can imagine.
I watched, and it was just so neat. The way that everything kind of like worked, the mechanics. You have to trick other real
Sounds
players.
Like, the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed at one point. They had like a multiplayer thing where everybody are assassins and there's like one guy, you're it. And then you gotta find out who it is to kill and stuff.
I think that I don't know. I don't know, but it sounds like it could have been the inspiration for this game.
I like the style. Like, it's very
Yeah.
stylistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just the one game that really kind of stuck in my
Yeah.
mind
Yeah.
from PAX
Nope.
East.
Yeah, I kind of noticed a lot of multiplayer games that does what's the word, asynchronous multiplayer,
Asynchronous?
asynchronous. Yeah, they tend to stand out because it's such a unique idea. It's just getting the player base to keep it alive is kind of an
Yes.
issue a lot of times, especially
Evolve.
for indies, because a lot of them, the indies want to create a game that they want to play, and
There's a lot
the
of
indies are
competition,
also
and you
the
need
one
to have like a
lacking
critical
marketing.
number, or else it's
yeah.
not worth doing.
Yeah.
Super cool concept.
Cool.
Are you on a boat?
It looks like you kind of are. Or on the Titanic.
Who? Me?
The game. The
No,
game.
no.
Oh. I was like, do I look like
Oh,
a...
you got a boat.
Trapped on a boat
I
like
was-
999.
Here's seagulls.
Well, I'm not looking directly at the at the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I'm just like recalling from what I see, and then all of a sudden, are you on a boat? Did I get it from the mystery box? I mean, that could be a boat too, I
man.
guess.
Reminds me of the ship.
It
That
does.
multiplayer game, murder mystery multiplayer game. That is, on a ship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've not been doing much. I've been playing. I've been playing this for a while, but it's a game on the PlayStation 4 and also available on the Vita if you want, called Gundam Breaker 3
Oh.
Break Edition. So Break Edition means comes with all the DLCs. So basically, it's a game within a game. So it is a Gundam arcade game set in the Gundam world. So you're playing kids who are playing this arcade game that has Gundams Gundam mobile suit in it, and I believe so. I don't play for the story at all. So why I'm not a huge Gundam fan, but in this game you get to customize your own mobile suits, like literally everything. Take the head from this model, take the body from this model, take the arms from this model, take the legs from this model, and you have a Frankenstein mobile suit. And it's so cool, and you can color every single part individually. I spend at least 50% of my time just doing that. And it's so fucking good.
Just the look, or does it affect like gameplay as well?
It has
somehow?
stats and everything. It's like an RPG. It's
Awesome.
like so the gameplay aspect of it plays like a Musou game, like a Warriors game, like a Dynasty. Actually, I think Sarah would like it, honestly. If you like customizing robots, and I know you like Warriors games, so
I do. It's way too much.
Yeah, so it's like an action RPG in that sense, and different parts will be different levels, and then you can combine all the different parts with 4 different freaking ways, and you can level it up. You can change. Oh man, it's so good. The last time I felt like this was when I played Skylanders.
Oh, we know about your Skylanders addiction.
Yeah. So it really makes me feel like a kid in a candy store. Every time I see a new freaking boss, because it's so cool. The way the boss is introduced when in battle, the toy box will drop down and opens up. The boss will walk out. It's so cool. Yeah. And every time I see a new one, I'm like, oh yeah, new parts for my mobile suit. It's so good. And cool thing is, they are making a new one. It's annoying because it's not Gundam Breaker 4. It's New Gundam Breaker. I don't understand all these naming conventions. But it's going to come out for the PC, which is cool. So yeah. But it's not like the most graphically intense game or anything, but people play it because they can customize Mobile Suit Gundams. They didn't play it because the graphics are beautiful or anything.
I mean, duh.
Yeah. And you can just, the fact that it's also on the Vita and you can have it on the go, and it does cross saves, so you can play it on the Vita and on the PS4 with the same save game, which is cool. So yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing a lot on my Vita because I'm not at home a lot. I've been playing Persona 4 Golden, and it's so good. I was a bit worried.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I was a bit worried because my first Persona game that I actually finished was Persona 5. I did play Persona 3, quite a lot of it, but I didn't finish it. And newer games in the series tend to have better like quality of life stuff. So I was a bit worried of moving backwards.
Yeah.
But I was really pleasantly surprised to find out that Persona 4 is quite similar to Persona 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In a lot of different ways. And the characters are fun. The
characters are pretty good.
I've no problems grinding as well. I don't know why. Persona games tend to make grinding kind of fun. Combining all the different personas is, if you're like me, where Persona 5 had some mainstream success, and it's possible that it is your first Persona game, Persona 4 is really right up your alley. It's so good. I've been playing like 70 hours of that shit. I'm not done yet though. So yeah, I'm probably gonna play it a second time to get all the social links maxed.
Yeah, just be careful. I mean, I'm not sure if it's like Persona 5, but Persona 4, you have the time is a limited resource. So
it's the same.
Yeah, so you gotta be very careful. Because I remember when my brother played it, he literally had a guide open to go through it to make sure he didn't like mess it. And he actually, he actually messed up one of the days. He messed up one of the days, and he didn't feel like starting over.
Wait, did he do it on his first playthrough?
He was trying to do some stuff on a first playthrough. There is stuff you can't do on a first playthrough. That's impossible.
Really?
They're just, there's certain social links you really can't raise to max on your first playthrough.
Yeah, because you get some of the social links really late into the game.
Exactly. So you kind of have to wait till you play it a second time. But there were some he was trying to get, but he like messed. The problem also with Persona 4. In Persona 5, can you save anytime?
Persona 5, you go to a save point.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because Persona 4, if you haven't noticed, like, you can only reach a save point, and otherwise you have to go through, like, the whole long cutscene all over again. And he basically messed up one of the days, and he didn't want to go through all that again, so he was like, oh, whatever. So you gotta,
Because I remember you saying, if you're gonna play Persona 4 for the first time, don't worry about it. Just do whatever you want. So that was kind of what I'm doing. But I'm gonna be
really,
playing
like,
it a second
otherwise
time
you're gonna stress yourself out too much. Like, you really are.
That was how I started Persona 5. really
Yeah.
stressed out.
Yeah, just like
It's a stressy game.
just pick your best girl and then just go with
Best
that.
girl.
Yeah, pick your best girl, make sure you get to max with her first, and then, everyone else will kind of follow. Start doing with everyone, but, like, don't go... I forget what day it is. You can reject the girl anyway. Like, there'll be a day where...
It's all first for me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Like, you'll have a girl
Okay,
that'll
bye.
come up to you, but... Oh, what happened?
I think it's just me. I'm dropping in and out. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, all I was just gonna say was just that, I think there is a day, like, basically when the girls will confess to you, and then you can, like, reject them or not, and then you keep going, but yeah, just make sure you pick your best girl and get everybody else as high as you can.
Yep.
Get their friendship up.
Such a good game. I prefer the music in Persona 5, though. I think the music is better in Persona 5. But overall...
It's probably more stylistic.
Overall, I think it's worth it to buy the Vita just for Persona 4, seriously. Or Vita
or do
TV.
PS TV. That's what we did. PS TV.
Yeah, Vita TV, which is cheaper, I believe, right?
It's pretty cheap,
Yeah.
yeah. You just can't play every single... Like, a lot of games
not
don't
all the
transport
Vita
well
games.
on it. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
we were fine. Persona 4 Golem was the only one we
Yeah.
cared about, so... That's all we got.
So yeah, that was my week. Yeah, literally those two things.
Cool.
Couple of new releases on Steam. You guys know about a game called BattleTech?
I don't.
No.
It's
Thinking
a
of Robo.
it's a mech warrior game, but it's a strategy tactics game, turn-based.
Oh, it's on my wish list. Yes.
It's on my wish list too. Just came out. So yeah, but it's in the mech warrior world. I believe there's also another mech warrior game coming out, which is more of an action mech warrior game. But this one is a turn-based tactics game.
Yeah.
Another game that is not new per se, but it's new on Steam. It's a game called Spy Party. Anybody heard of that?
I've played that.
You played the beta on their website or something, right? I'm guessing.
I was at a friend's house. I don't know.
So
Oh,
Spy
yeah!
Party.
This was... Oh, they finally came out with it?
Yeah.
Because I
on,
never played it,
early
but I
access now.
remembered the beta. I remember the beta of this game. It looked really simple, but it looked really cool.
Yeah. So it's just a 1v1 multiplayer thing. And one player plays a spy in a party trying to like do all the objectives and tasks that he has. And he will look like the NPCs, and there's another character playing a sniper with only one bullet and needing to choose who to shoot. So it's actually really cool. It's like really psychological. And there are tournaments and shit.
Yes, so PAX Prime a couple years ago, that was they have a thing where it's like a series of tournaments of various games, and that was the final round. The last two people was Spy Party, and the player who was the spy never assumed control of their avatar, so they just let the NPC wander around the whole time, and they didn't complete any of their tasks. But the guy, the sniper, I guess he didn't know, and so he's like, I'm just gonna shoot somebody with 5 seconds left because I have no idea who it is, and he shot the wrong guy and lost. But if he just waited, he would have won. It was so frustrating.
Oh no.
It's a cool game. It's been in development for about 10 years, I believe.
Yes, it's
Oh,
been
wow.
there for a long time.
Really
Because
long time.
like I said, I remember when this was beta. Like I remember when it was beta, it was like 5 years old. Like when it was beta, it was a while into. So I remember like, oh, this is never gonna be. I didn't think it was ever gonna be made. I'm surprised they actually released it. That's really cool.
I was
have it
just
on my
browsing
wish
Reddit and I was like, Spy Party is now out on early access on Steam. I'm like, Spy Party? That sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, isn't this the game when I was like still in school or some shit? And just like, they were talking about it. Holy shit, it was such a long time ago.
Wow.
So
I mean, it looks a lot nicer than the beta. In the beta, like, it was functional, but it was very simplistic, you know? The character models were very similar looking, and the stuff was, That's really cool.
I don't know why, but this one kind of reminds me of like The Sims. Like the characters kind of look like The Sims.
They do.
Right?
They do.
Yep.
And the last new release that caught my eye, it is not an early access game. It is called City of Brass, which is a first-person action roguelite game inspired by Arabian Nights.
Oh.
And it's developed by senior BioShock developers that made their own
Interesting.
indie developing company.
Of course.
But it looks
One of
cool.
those.
One of those. Didn't that other roguelike game were also BioShock developers or something? We are something.
Yeah, the Happy Few.
We
whatever
Happy
it
Few.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, We
Yes.
Happy Few. Yeah.
That was another Bioshock.
Was it also by I thought it was just
Yeah.
inspired. Was it also by BioShock people?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I mean, it reminded people of BioShock for sure. I didn't know it was actually by people who did it. It definitely, like, seemed heavily inspired from it.
A lot of reviews I have been reading saying City of Brass doesn't exactly introduce anything new, but the visuals and the setting, Arabian Night setting, helps distinguish itself.
Okay. I mean, it's
Actually,
unique in that case.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Visually, it looks nice. But it's a melee game, so melee in first person. Me and Flo have
Super
talked
hard to
about
do
this.
well.
Yeah,
Like, I
super
can't
hard.
think of a
It
game
is.
that's done it super well.
Yeah.
There's been at
It's
least
hard.
one though. It's gotta be.
Xenoclash maybe.
I haven't played that one. Yeah. Remember Might and Magic Dark Messiah was okay.
So yeah. I wanna say let's get into some news, but there's not really much to talk about. You guys like Harry Potter, right? I'm not a.
I mean,
Harry
I like
Potter
it
fan.
enough.
I actually just started reading a fan fiction. No, this is not what it sounds like. It's a Harry Potter fan fiction, but
Was it Harry and Draco?
it takes
just
all
teasing.
of the books, like chapter
Uh-huh.
by chapter, and breaks it down. And the idea is the entire wizarding world is like a scam. Like everything has a realistic explanation. So it reworks some things, like drop hints and stuff. Like that's how they did that trick. Oh, that's how they did that trick. Or that can be explained by this phenomenon. And so it's kind of crazy.
That's
So it's more
pretty
like a
funny.
conspiracy theory.
Yes,
That's great.
Yes.
I love
Gotcha.
it. I love it.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons I love fan fiction. I just love it. Like I don't usually have the patience to read through all of them because sometimes they're kind of crappy or way too long. But sometimes
Yeah.
you get those golden ideas.
This
You're like,
is
that's
super
fantastic.
long, so I don't know. We'll see how much of it I end up ultimately reading.
So the reason
Anyway,
why
you're
I
talking Harry Potter.
bring it up
Yeah.
is because there's a mobile game called Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery.
I heard about this.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
where-
did too.
Yeah, it's not like
Like Clue?
like a city building or like a match 3 game. It's like a story driven game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it has gotten a lot of flack because there's so many microtransactions, like
Yeah,
more than
that's
the
what I
usual
heard.
amount.
Yeah.
And
I heard
I just
it's really bad.
love this Eurogamer headline. Harry
Okay.
Potter Hogwarts Mystery forces you to pay or wait to save a kid from being strangled.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I've heard crazy things like because they do it by what most mobile game does where you I
no.
can't speak.
The energy
they do
thing,
it by
right?
the energy thing. It's an energy meter, so you have to wait till your energy goes up. But yeah, you can't do certain actions until you have enough energy, and so it ends up with things like you can't save a kid who's strangling, or you can't rest. That was my favorite. I saw a
It takes
snapshot.
energy to
You have to
rest.
set energy to rest.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think that's very interesting though because the psychological aspect of like probably exactly what this article that Char is saying there's you either, leave this person there and
Yep.
continue being strangled, or you pay a little
Pay.
bit of money, get through your quest, and everything is done. So
Exactly.
that's a whole new level of it's not even just like to go battle or to go and actually be on a quest. It is here is your option. Do
Yep.
you stay or do you go? That's interesting. It's really interesting.
It's
Yeah.
interesting and cruel.
And cruel and exploits many parts of being human as possible. Not only does
So-
it put the gambling aspect into it, it also puts a psychological life or death, good and bad. It throws
Do you
all
want
those
this
into the
kid to
mix.
die?
Right, exactly. This child is going to continue being strangled until you pay. Or you can just wait, this person's just going to continue being strangled. Unless, like, it even goes a step further, and if you wait too long, like, if it's a time-limited based thing...
Yeah.
Like, what... I mean...
It might be.
That
There's mobile games that do that nowadays. I don't know if this is a time when... I just remember... I don't know if you guys remember, but Kim Kardashian made a mobile game. And
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And, I mean...
I didn't know she could code. Sorry.
Well, she didn't. It's more of someone had the idea and she went, okay, you know.
I'll fund it.
I don't know how much power she had over it because, it included a lot of... it was pretty open-ended and diverse, actually, because you could... they even had it... what I mean by diverse is they had it you could play any gender and be both, be into any gender romance-wise. Like, you could pick at the beginning.
That's cool.
Yeah, but anyway, one of the things they had though is so I think part of it was you did go on dates, and the dates had a time limit, but your energy source also, of course, had a time limit to refresh. So you did come across situations where you would have a date, and your date would be on a timer, but if you used too much energy and you had to wait for it to go up, your date would just end. Because you ran out of energy and you weren't going to pay for more energy to finish the date. So that was definitely a thing. And so I'm wondering if it's in this too. It's like, how long are you going to let this kid strangle?
Right, and then what are the consequences if you do not actually go through with saving the kid, right?
Yeah.
So it's just levels upon levels of exploitation of human nature. It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, it makes you rich. I'm just kidding.
And it makes you rich. I mean, if you got the bucks rolling in, I guess you can, spare a couple people their psyche.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, and the only way you could just make it better is to laugh about it, and then you feel bad about laughing about it.
I know. Oh gosh, why?
Just completely immersion breaking.
Yeah. I missed out a couple of new releases just now. So there's a game called Frostpunk, which I'm quite interested in.
Yeah, I forgot that came out.
I don't know about that.
That's
It's
right.
a city builder made by the people who made... What's the name of the game for? I can't remember.
I don't know what else they've made.
The game where it makes you feel bad because you're trying to survive in a war-torn country thing.
Oh, This War of Mine, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Made by them. So it's a city builder, but it's also a survival thing because like the place is really cold and you gotta survive the cold or some shit. Yeah, but it's been getting really good reviews. Hoping to get that soon.
Because it does have like really good, important, meaningful. Like it's a decision that is both lose and win. You know, where it's like I can force people under the age of 16 to work in the mines, which is bad, but they'll provide more heat to the rest of the city so nobody else dies. You know, it's just like what do I do?
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
More damaging the psyche. I love it.
Yes.
This one it's not like a huge release or anything, but this one is specifically for Sarah. It is a game called Monster Prom.
Oh, good
Oh,
lord,
yeah, you
no!
posted that.
It actually looks
I
good. It has like
saw
very
that.
positive reviews with like 400 views. So basically, the description says you have 3 weeks to get a date for Monster Prom. Go through absurd and funny situations, raise your stats, and seduce one of your classmates.
Oh my god.
It is a multiplayer dating sim.
Multiplayer dating
A
sim.
multiplayer dating sim. Yeah, I saw this come across my my list the other day. Because I stream, I get all these emails about new games and everything coming through. But again, because I've been in school, I haven't really had time to check all of them out. That one stuck out because I wondered how it actually worked. Because it literally is a multiplayer dating sim.
Competitive.
And it's a competitive multiplayer dating.
So who gets Wolf Girl?
It's like Yogg meets dating sim. Anyone know
Yeah.
Yogg?
I don't
You know what I'm talking about?
No idea what Yogg is.
Yogg, okay. Yogg is this multiplayer game. You have 4 people, and basically, like, you have 6 weeks till the Yogg comes, and it's gonna be some disaster. And so you just kind of choose what you're going to do throughout the day, and they kind of raise and lower, like, your stats, and it's kind of like a bit of a choose your own adventure, but then at the end, you all have to choose, like, how you're gonna help rebuild the city, and depending on how things went, you know, the city might be prosperous. No, it's online.
Right.
Yeah, it's called Yogg. It's pretty fun. I've played it a bunch of times. But yeah, it's a 4-person, like, you just kind of choose where you're gonna go, and things just kind of happen. It just looks like Yogg the dating sim.
Oh, the Yogg. It's on Steam as well.
Yeah.
So
Die.
1 to 4
yeah.
player choose your own adventure game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And, like, crazy things happen. Like, super crazy things. One time when we played, my brother, like, got, basically was able to summon demons, and so we didn't really have a good ending because he just summoned demons.
What's
You
wrong
can
with that
become a-
ending?
How do I have this in my library?
You have Yogg in your library?
Yes.
Or Diog?
Oh, interesting.
Well, now you
gotta
buying
play
it.
this. Probably some bundle
You know,
or something.
I was also looking through my, I just thought about it. So I was looking through my emails, and Murderous Pursuits, what we were talking about earlier, it says that it is a spiritual successor to the PC classic called The Ship.
Oh.
Ooh.
So
Well,
there you
interesting.
go. I mean,
It's on
that's,
the boat.
Makes sense.
it's, yeah. So
I
I
think that game is
don't know.
old enough to be a classic.
I've
It's
never
a cult
heard.
classic, maybe.
I guess it's 2006 is pretty old now.
2006 is pretty old now. Anything over a
Yeah.
decade is
Yeah, fair game.
considered
for
a
classicness.
classic.
Especially
Yep.
a game that got like a cult following, like The Ship.
Now, how long? Like, it goes. So, is classic older than retro?
Retro
No.
is
Retro's
like,
older than classic.
yeah.
Okay.
Classic is like the original, the first one, and I want to
The
say
one
that
that you
it's
have
like
to watch
10 years.
first. Play
Yeah,
first.
the classic. Retro is
Anything
100% older than classic. I want to say
Okay.
retro is like 20 to 30 years.
I mean,
plus.
I guess I can agree with this in the context of video games, but like in the world, if you say retro, I think 60s. If you say classic, I think like 1820s. Like classical composer
You're
music.
kind of right though. You're kind of right though.
Yeah, like 80s, 70s,
Huh.
60s are considered retro.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not a tightly
Yeah.
defined word.
But
I mean,
yeah,
to be
classic.
fair,
You
video
would think
games are
Roaring
also-
20s, like,
Yeah.
or the Golden Age, or
Yeah.
something like
Class-
that.
yeah, classic is kind of a
Classic.
weird word in of itself because, like,
That's true.
technically in the music world, what we call classic music is different from, say, like, romantic music. Like, we
Right.
all
Or
think we all
Baroque.
huddle it under classic music, but they're technically different eras, and so the word classic is kind of just. At this point, I mean, it's very much just a term used for things older at this point. I mean, what's going to be classic 20 years from now? It reminds me, do you guys remember the third Star Trek movie where they're like, why are you playing the classics? And it's like music from the 2010.
When
remember
will
that?
The Room be considered a
I
classic?
do remember that.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. No.
I've never seen
When
it.
did that come out?
Well, for the
Not
room,
long ago enough.
like pre.
I haven't
Can
seen
you
it all the way
call it a
through either,
classic?
Goggle. I just know it.
2003. 2003.
2003.
15 years ago. Oh boy.
I don't know. Like when did it
But
get
most
like
people use the
discovered?
word classic for things that are, good.
Usually. But cult
Classically
classic
good.
is different.
Yeah,
You
cult
can call
classic
it a
is
cult
different.
classic.
I mean,
Cult
The Room is
classic-
already a cult classic.
Conventionally
Exactly.
good, rather.
Yeah.
But
The
see,
room's
yeah, no.
unconventionally good.
But in the terms of music, I'm just thinking about it. Classical music is actually one of the more modern eras of music, if you think about it, because
Sure.
you have Baroque.
It's a couple thousand
and you
years
have-
before then.
Yes. So actually, in a sense, if you think about it, comparing like music in a sense and video games in a sense, classic kind of means the same thing. It's
It's weird.
but if you think about it like outside those terms, then it kind of like becomes older.
I think the word classic is always dependent on your time period. I say that because I think I remember the word classic is used, like, has been used for thousands of years in general. Like, okay, not thousands, but has been used throughout history. Maybe. Has been used, like, with old philosophers saying something about the classic. So I think it's a very, like, it's very, like, dependent is what I'm trying to say. Like, Baroque is a very specific time period of music, but I think
yeah.
you're right. I think classic just kind of more or less depends on your time. What's to you relative to you is classic, I think. I don't know. This is a very semantics debate. I love it.
It is. News-wise, actually, our discussion just now was way more interesting than anything that happened in news.
We got it, we're good.
Red Dead Redemption 2 got a new trailer, apparently, and apparently everybody should care about it.
Oh. Cool. I haven't
Yeah.
played the first one.
I didn't
lots
either.
of there's lots of sales on Humble Bundle for May the 4th. May the 4th.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
May
yeah.
the 4th. Yeah.
Woo!
Yep, we haven't paid any homage to May the 4th yet.
Oh.
I did notice
And,
your
yeah.
excellent shirt.
My
Star Wars
amazing shirt here.
Yeah.
I don't think you've
I
gotten a
actually
chance to
I
read
did not
it.
see the
have a
text.
Star Wars T-shirt that I
To
totally
read
forgot
it.
to wear.
It's got. I don't know.
But
Can y'all
Bounty
read
Hunter
it?
Demands.
Oh,
Oh, that's
nice.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. I should have
It's a
worn my
video
Star Wars
game,
t-shirt.
that's
I
They
love
should put an
this shirt.
arrow on shoot. I feel.
Yeah,
That's the
right?
selected
Right?
one. Yeah.
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 Um,
No, I had to wear my my May the 4th be with you shirt today.
Yeah.
So my daily job is doing online content for retailers with online shops and shit like that, right? So there's a shop that sells a lot of these like shaving stuff and all. Philips, the company, has Star Wars branded electric shavers for some reason.
That's amazing.
Use the Force to get a
Yeah.
cleaner shave.
Fun fact: in Star Wars Episode 1, when Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan have the little like things to like breathe before they go underwater,
Yeah, yeah.
those were just modified women's razors.
So creative, but I love it. So creative.
Some of the little things
the
that
little
you...
things. Just
Yeah,
the
it's
little
all the
things.
little things.
Oh, too good. Too
I'd
good.
love to work in like a props industry. It's like I built
Right.
this. You just went to Target and bought a razor, you slacker.
But we love it anyway.
I glued
So
some
good.
extra plastic on it.
Yeah.
Working in the props industry during the 80s and 90s must have been fun.
That's like
Right?
construction work.
A lot of shit now is CGI, but back then everything was.
Yep.
Jim
You had to
Henson
make
stuff.
it.
I was reading about what was it? Aliens?
Mm-hmm.
And how they made that disgusting looking thing, and it's like a lot of guts of like fish guts or
You
some
mean the
shit.
one that comes out of his stomach?
I can't remember.
Or is
shit.
one Alien? Alien's the second one, right?
Aliens is the
I have
second
no
one.
idea.
Alien's the first one.
Alien, right. I don't really remember, but it's like they use like fish guts and like rotten shit or something to make it it's really interesting to read like the stuff they use
Sounds
for props.
smelly. Yeah.
Really like reading those.
Yeah, I think that would be like, man, I would not want to be an actor working on that set at all. I would go on strike.
I think that particular movie too, I read somewhere, like nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew that like something was gonna come out of the guy's stomach, and so
Yes,
the
I heard that as well.
and so when what the reaction you see is a legit reaction. I forget what they were told was happening. I think they were just told like the guy was gonna die or something like that. And so, but they rigged it. I think the guy who was dying knew what was going on, but nobody else did. So they rigged the whole thing without the actors knowing. And then when they did it, like that's like their legit reaction. Like,
I love
I
those
would
stories.
fucking react like that. And need
That's
to
a
change
good way to
pants,
do
probably.
it.
At the
I
end
mean,
of
it
Hook,
happens more often
the
than you
same thing.
think. That's, I mean, even we're talking about Star Wars. The original spoiler. Sorry, spoiler alert. Luke, Darth Vader's Luke's dad. That's not what
What?
was originally said on set. Because remember, Darth Vader's voice was transposed after by James Earl Jones, and before it was spoken by the guy who was in the suit, which was this big burly Scottish man who was super mad that they did not use his voice in the final cut. But anyway, he was speaking the lines, and in the script it said because Luke is like, no, you killed my father, and originally what was said on set was, no, Obi-Wan killed your father. And I forget who knew the truth. I think Luke knew. Yeah, Luke knew. The guy who played Luke, Mark
Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Joker.
And the reason that's important is because apparently this was just kind of a rumor, but apparently he knew the truth. He knew what was supposed to say, and James Earl Jones, of course, because he recorded the line. And he told Mark, he's like, now you better not let anybody know about this, because he didn't want it to be spoiled. And he's like, if this gets spoiled, I know who spoiled it. So it was like this big like deal. So Mark Hamill had to keep his mouth shut.
Talking about Mark Hamill, sometimes I'm like at work, I like just go through YouTube and like listen to Mark Hamill's Joker stuff. He looks so much better now. Like just looks so much like he's
you mean
older.
today rather than when he was doing Joker stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he? He had like alcohol issues, right?
This guy,
Was it
he had
alcohol?
some drug thing. I don't know exactly
Yeah.
what.
I have
He looks
not
so
one of
good
those.
now. It's like a
Cleaned up his
He looks better.
Yes.
old man hottie now. GOG, Good Old Games,
Uh-oh.
just released Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Hmm.
You can't get it anywhere else other than GOG right now, which is cool.
Oh.
Which is a lot of people's favorite racing game. Gonna buy it eventually.
Interesting.
Pod racing. What else? That's all from me.
I don't really have anything myself.
Not that much. You wanna bring anything, Vogel?
No, I think I pretty much talked about everything I have
Okay.
recent. I mean,
Pretty good.
yeah.
So, just one more little thing. The Humble monthly bundle, the new one for June, the early unlock is Destiny 2, so it's $12 now. $60
wow.
game. It's now $12 in like less than a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
About
So I think I mentioned before, my coworker used to work at Bungie as his last job, and he's like, "Yeah, sounds like I got out at the right time." I'm like, yeah, sure does.
Ooh. Ouch.
yeah. Oh, and Activision made a statement regarding is drawing inspiration from battle royale games. We are very
Oh,
quick to
no.
figure out how to capture inspiration from
Mm.
innovation.
Yeah.
We need more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm personally just waiting for Fortnite, the not the battle royale one, the normal Fortnite to be free to play, so I can play the. I'm not sure
Just
if anybody's
think,
playing that anymore. Everybody's
EA
playing
could have
battle
gotten
royale.
away with it if they were selling a battle royale Star Wars game, and then you could buy players as skins. They could. That would have been the twist. They would have gotten away with it. People are buying skins for Fortnite now. It's the same thing. I don't know
Epic?
why people aren't
Oh.
outraged.
Epic screwed over their community so bad. Like their base community, the ones who actually played the original
And
zombie
paid
hunting
money to get into
game.
a beta, basically.
It's that plus, I mean, it's all the microtransactions, again, we're coming back to this, that people
Yeah.
put into their weapon recipes and all of that. And Epic went and completely flipped the meta, and the recipes that people had spent a lot of money on and were hoarding, like, just because they were so good, ended up becoming worthless because the weapon became completely worthless, and a weapon that had been completely worthless before became really OP. So there was an entire Reddit posting that a friend sent to me, and the entire community was up in arms over this change because so many people had just pitted so much money into these weapon recipes. I think that's what I have no idea what they're actually called. Weapon recipes is what I have on my mind, but yeah, they were not happy at Epic at all.
You done goofed, Epic.
Yeah.
You done
Pulling
goof.
EA.
That too. EA never stops goofing. They just
That's
perpetually goof.
This is true.
Apparently, there's an epidemic of Fortnite scam YouTube videos right now. We're like, hey, you want free V-Bucks, which is the premium currency, and all these just linked to virus sites and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Come on, people.
There's also a new meme.
Yeah?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
When isn't there one?
Yeah.
It's called
Is it that time of year already?
Fortnite has
It's
a new
always-
slang called fork knife. I don't know why this is a thing.
What is it? That sounds cooler than Fortnite.
Now I'm
I
hungry.
mean, Fortnite's just 2
Thanks.
weeks. Fork knife sounds like a real dangerous spork.
It's not a spork, there's no spoon in it!
Well, I mean, that's why it's real dangerous. Have you tried eating cereal with a knife?
Would you like to live dangerously, folks? Have the cork, or
Knork.
the norf.
Knork.
The Nork. There we go. Have the Nork.
Wanna know how I got these scars? I was eating with them.
I ate with a Nork. You killed me like that one cow game from the Switch. No, it's the gorilla game. It was the gorilla,
The gorilla game.
Oh, yes.
That's what killed me. Oh gosh. Anyway.
There's also a new game called Check Please, which is a physics-based dating sim.
Physics-based.
Physics-based dating sim? Please,
That's
not
pretty
my
good.
last relationship.
So it's like you're just sitting at a table and you have your hand. I think it's VR. It looks like a VR game. And the date will be like, can you pour some wine? It'll be like you're just pouring it everywhere.
Nice.
That's really funny, actually. It's not on Steam.
I'm not sure if it's a VR game or not. It definitely looks like a VR game.
It probably has VR support at the least. I would assume.
Well, it's not on Steam, so what is this? Oh, it's on itch.io. Oh, okay. Of course it's on itch.io. Okay, that makes sense.
They'll probably get it sooner or later.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm not sure why the date also asks you to feed her 3 meatballs, but okay.
I mean, you gotta
Date's
be the
going
best
well.
date.
The date is going well.
I mean,
mean,
they're
you
just
know it's
paying
real when she
homage
asks
to
for the meatballs.
the Lady and the Tramp.
It's
That's all they're
true.
doing.
Oh.
That's
They're
all they're
paying
doing.
homage to the Lady and the Tramp. That's it. That's all.
I don't know why
You
your date always has to be a woman. I mean, that's fine with me, but like, let's get some variety in here.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And who always has to pay the check anyway? I mean, why can't any gender pay a check?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why can't we split the bill?
That's
I think this is only for one target audience, and I'm not happy about it.
Imagine
I agree.
the is the developer's creative vision, okay? So his creative vision is to not have gender diversity. To have gender diversity, it will ruin the artistic vision of this game. We all know this.
Yeah, why do you hate free speech, guys?
Down with free speech.
Oh my god.
Feminism rules.
Can you imagine a physics-based dating game, but also competitive multiplayer? Everybody's trying to feed that one lady meatballs.
Oh, that'd be amazing. It's like Octodad with all the different arms.
Oh, this gets
Tentacle.
real sticky, like real quick.
She'll have like meatballs in her eyeballs.
Oh, just like juices everywhere.
I felt bad for the date. Yikes.
Oh no, I inked.
Maybe she likes it. I don't know.
I hope she does, because man, this date's gonna get real awkward if not. She thought she invited one man, but instead it was one man and his 12 twin brothers.
It could be like
maybe
competitive
it's a-
dating sim where the other person has to feed you the meatballs. So it's like a fencing game where you're fencing with the meatball works.
With more snorks.
Or you're both slurping the noodle as fast as you can, trying to get as much noodle.
Is this pleasing you?
Oh, Mr.
Maybe it
Drysdale,
just
he
appeals to
slurped
a
noodles
very
so well.
certain.
Sarah's so red right now.
Alright. Okay. I'm okay. I'm totally not crying from laughing too hard.
Good.
It's been a long week.
Somebody should tell that to the dev. Add competitive multiplayer to this game.
This kind of reminds me. I saw an indie game, like a short like game jam level game almost. That I intend to play called Box Surgeon, where it's like a Punch-Out game, but you play the surgeon in between rings. It's like, cut me, like cut his eyes open, and like apply ice to the bruises, and like just do different things to get him back in fighting shape.
Oh my god, that's
I
hilarious.
like that premise a lot.
I gotta do it quick.
What is that game where you played Surgeon Simulator, right?
Surgeon Simulator,
something like
yeah.
that. I mean, which they took it
Yes.
from.
I could not play that game at all.
Nobody
yeah.
can.
Isn't
If
there
you
a
can,
one-
you lie.
I don't know if this one came before. No, Surgeon Simulator definitely came before it. But what is it? Viscera cleanup or something like that,
yeah.
where you
Yeah.
go around and you clean.
Clean up murder scenes.
Viscera.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's like
That's
a
just a job
post-alien scene.
simulator. That's just terrible. That's a real job.
No, you clean
I
up
feel-
video game massacre scenes. Like Shadow Warrior, like the
Yes.
player character of
Yep.
Shadow Warrior just went through this level. Yeah, you have to clean it up now.
Right.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
I know that Callie has streamed that game, so if y'all are interested in it, like if you want to know the details,
Oh, the
she would be the
gruesome
one
details.
to ask.
Oh gosh. Oh lordy. Alright.
So yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a good place to wrap up.
I think we're good.
Hard to top that.
It's hard
Nothing
to
can
tell.
top
Yeah, I
that.
think we're good.
That is almost as good as our who should be in Face Off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, almost
That
as
was a great
productive.
one.
Almost as good.
That was a great conversation. Alright.
Yeah.
I heard a good one recently. It was Alan Rickman and Jeremy Irons because they got confused with the same person. I can see them being faced off.
Ooh, yeah. Anyway.
I love it. So yeah.
Alright.
Vogel,
Sing
where
Vogel,
can people find
yeah.
you?
Where can we find you?
All right, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/xSingVogelx and on Twitter, same username, xSingVogelx. And that's pretty much all the social media I have.
I'm Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I haven't really been on YouTube lately, but that's going to be changing pretty soon. Things are looking up and up for me, so hopefully that will change. But I am on YouTube, I sometimes am on Twitch, but I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, so say hi to me, I will say hi back.
And I'm Foehamner on YouTube and Twitter, but I did do my first stream in over a year last week, so I might be
Ooh.
doing that a little more with better grammar.
Yes.
I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob. You can find me everywhere. So yes, this has been episode 133 of the playonultra podcast, and we will see you next time. Oh boy.
Bye.